What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning in to another video, man. Shout out Notification Squad. Hopefully you're doing well. Make sure to smash that like button. So yeah, man, we're getting into another month of uploads, and I wanted to start off this month's schedule with pretty much showing you how to get a good sounding rough mix. Why is this important? Well, it's really going to dictate how your mix is going to end up sounding down the line, because there's certain things that you need to there's certain rules that you need to adhere to really make sure that your mix is in place, or that your rough mix is in place, so that your mixes can sound good. So for example, the first thing I would think of is making sure that my microphone level is set up right. So we're going to run through how loud you can record your vocals, kind of what region. We're also going to look at how to set up your beats so that the gain staging sounds good, as well as just some extra stuff for if you're going to be sending your mixes to someone else. So if you have a rough track that you're going to be sending to a mixer to actually mix your song, I'll kind of show you what I would do and what I wouldn't do before actually sending those files out. For example, should you have effects on the vocals? Should you have a rough track that you've mixed and then completely dry? So we'll answer all of those things. So definitely stick around for that, man. Definitely check out the links in the description, man, for my vocal recording course, vocal mixing course, as well as vocal enhancer, if you do wish to learn my template format and just get a better overview of what I'll be doing in my template format and that kind of thing. Also check out the Discord link in the description, man. We've got a Discord server now. Shout out to, I think we're on like 85 members, so shout out to everyone there, man. We'll check out on that side. Definitely join. The invite link should be active in the description box. With that being said, let's hop straight on the computer, squad up. All right, man, in the computer now, time to get some work done. So as you can see, I got this track right here, this cool nav rough draft, and it's basic, man. There's not much going on other than my basic bare bones template that I use. We'll run through everything I have, but most importantly, I just want to show you not to overdo anything when you are doing your rough mix. So I'll show you, all the plugins I have in place and why I have them in place. I'll show you the sends that I always have in my template by default, just to really give me that vibe. So we'll run through kind of everything that I want in my template, as well as what I would leave on and turn off when exporting. So let me play the rough draft for you so you can get an idea of what I have, and we'll break everything down.
I know I did you wrong. I still hope you think about me when I'm gone.
So I guess I gotta do this shit on my own. At the top of the Mercedes, now the roof gone. Then she won't text back, she got like 2 iPhones. And I won't text back, I got like 2 iPhones. Pity, I can never love her, so I gotta let go. Said you got a new man, you still creeping on the low. Back when I was down and out, I was on my own. Got a pint, I pulled it up, now I'm in my zone. Yeah, your best friend hating, but baby, I wouldn't do that. 50,000 hundred, I stay fresh just like a new bag. Baby, treat me right and I might just buy you a new jag. I don't wanna talk, I just wanna know where to boot that. It's so cold, it's so cold. My heart too cold, heart too cold. It's so cold, it's so cold. My heart too cold, heart too cold.
I can't trust no one, I don't care if you trust me. I'm not committed, I'm addicted to the feeling when you touch me.
Alright, but there you go. You get an idea of what we have going on, right? So my whole thing was I needed to really match my vocals up to Nav's vocals, okay? So what we have going on is I've just, all I've really done is emphasize the bass, because his vocal is unmixed. My vocal is pretty much unmixed as well, but I wanted to find a common ground. So that's really our objective. The first thing that you want to do is have an objective. So if you don't have a vocal to match to, what you want to do is you want to just think in your head, okay, how much bass do I want in my vocal? I don't want to get too clinical, I don't want to get too crazy. Point is, I just want to create a tone, a vibe. So how I create that tone and vibe is with 2 to 3 plugins mainly, right? Obviously auto-tune is a must, we're not even going to run through that. These are the settings I'm using, but mostly what we're going to focus on is our compression. Okay, generally I will hardware compress. As you can see, I got my compressor up there. Generally I will hardware compress, but for the sake of this video, I just wanted to show you some software compression. But generally, as you can see, it would be the first thing I'm doing. So my microphone hits my compressor, and it's doing pretty much the same thing, right? It's coming into my computer, hitting the compressor, and I do that just because I want to create a consistent sound with the vocals. So that's the first thing I do, is just generally compress. So that would be fine to do if I was sending to mix, okay? Because generally when I'm in the studio, or if I'm recording someone in the studio, I'm generally going to put up the compressor and then compress the vocals just a little bit, so that we can get that kind of consistency right beforehand, so that when I mix it, I don't have to worry too much about going crazy. Sometimes it may sound a bit too much to compress, so it's either or, but for the most part, when I'm in the software, I'm going to be doing a little bit of compression. It's going to create that original vibe for my vocals. So that's that. After that, man, as you can see, main vocal goes to vocal chain. I'm going to do a little bit of level adjustment. So as you can see right here, I've really just pulled up this Neve 1081, and this can be any plugin. It's just that I'm using a original Neve right there, so I pulled up the same thing just to keep a consistent sound. But generally I just turned down the line level just a little bit. So as you can see, I'm probably going like -1 dB or something, and then that's just helping me get a cleaner sound. And then I'm just doing a very light high pass filter, and that's just creating a bit more air, or a bit more kind of more of a trebly sound for the vocal, but really not much is going on. It's just removing some weight from the vocal. So as you can see, I haven't done much, right? I have not done much. Now this is where we do a little bit of lifting. We've got these two, I'll just keep that up. We've got these two plugins right here, and this is where I want to be personal with my vocal. I want to send my vocal to a mixer with it already sounding a certain way, but really not doing much, okay? Because I'm going to leave most of the heavy lifting to the actual mixer. So all I'm doing is a little bit of EQ, and if I already show you how much EQ I'm doing, I'm not doing much EQ. As you can see, we're doing a 5 dB cut over there, and that's just really to blend in with Nav's vocal, because his one sounds quite dark, so I want to make sure that my vocal is also quite dark. A second option right there is this high boost right here, and then I'm doing a little bit of a roll off just to kind of get rid of some of the mud, just to stabilize the vocal. And then on top of that, man, I'm just going for a bit more color just to make sure my vocal kind of sounds good before the mixer touches it. It's just a bit of pull take EQ, and that's really just again boosting that bass so it kind of fits in with Nav's vocal. So as you can see, everything I've done so far is nothing much, all right, but it makes quite a bit of a difference. So if I was to turn off all of these, I'll turn off everything right now besides the auto tune, and then we got a little noise gate as well, just to get rid of some of the kind of mic noise. But if I was to turn off everything,
I still hope you think about me when I'm gone.
So I guess I gotta do this shit on my own. At the top of the Mercedes, now the roof gone. Then she won't text back, she got like 2 iPhones. And I won't text back, I got like 2 iPhones. I can never love her, so I gotta let go. Said you got a new.
see, you could barely really hear what those effects were doing, but they're just kind of squeezing everything together and making things sound consistent. So that's mixing wise what I would do, right? So now when it comes to actual effects and that kind of thing, this is my biggest problem with a lot of back when I used to do a lot of online mixing, is that people would send me songs that are basically blank. It's a blank canvas. It is recorded safe, there are no effects, there's no auto tune, there's nothing going on. And my problem with that is you leaving the mixer to interpret your vision. Now that's a huge problem, because when it comes to stylistic choice, as you can hear, this Nav track is a rough mix, but there's so much going on, right?
Trust no one, I don't care if you trust me. I'm not committed.
You can hear the background vocal has reverb on it. There's auto tune on the vocal. There's a tone with the vocal. There are delays popping up, and all of these things are going to be sent from the artist to the mixer, so that the mixer can either say, I like that, I'll enhance that, or remove that, tuck it down. You know what I mean? All of those things need to be there ready, because your vision needs to be kind of polished instead of created, if that makes any sense. And that's the thing I see a lot of people not doing, is you're not really producing your records, and they're not turning out the way you want them, because now the mixer is going to pick up your record mix, and you're going to go, well, that's not what I wanted. Now how was that person supposed to know what you wanted? You see what I'm getting at? So that's why I've got all these reverse reverbs in here. That's why I've got this kind of cool stutter effect with the beat, right?
Got a new man, you still creeping on the low. Back when I was down and out, I was on my own. Got a pint, I pulled it up, now I'm in my zone. Yeah, your best friend hating.
You know what I mean? All those little things are gonna add character to our track. The mixer might come in and say, wow, man, that's cool, I'm gonna maybe add a low pitch voice there or something, and then you'll get this track back and be like, oh, look what else he added, because he understands the direction your song's going in. So if you learn how to start doing stuff like that, you're really going to get better sounding records. So on top of that, man, as you can hear, I've got kind of pitched vocals.
Yes, I gotta do this shit on my own. At the top of the Mercedes, now the roof gone. Then she won't text back, she got.
So as you can see right here, we've got this pitch track. I'll just name that right there. The mixer would get this track with effects on it, all right? The mixer would get everything I have with effects on it. I've got my reverbs on sends, I've got no reverb on the vocal, and that's really how I would send everything, man, because if everything was removed, the song would start sounding a bit weaker, right?
On my own, at the top of the Mercedes, now the roof gone. Then she won't text back, she got like 2 iPhones. And I won't text back, I got like 2 iPhones. I can never love her, so I gotta let go. Said you got a new man, you still creeping on the low. Back when I was down and out.
Now I don't actually know where this track is. Let me just find that real quick. Okay, we've got this auto track right here, and what I would do is, if I was sending this to the mixer, I'd call this extra you know, pitched vocals, for example, and then he would know, okay, he or she would know, all right, cool, you just wanted to do some cool effects. And basically what I did was, all I did was auto-tune this, and then I sent it to the delay on its own, so that way you only hear the delayed version of this. So as you can see, that's cool, right? That's something that the mixer might skip and not do. And if I didn't do it, then the song wouldn't sound as cool as it does. Do you hear what I'm saying? So pitch, just so you can see what's going on, is it is a direct copy of this. So as you can see, I duplicated it, I hold in shift, and then I can make unique. And then boom, now I've got a unique track. So imagine that was it right there. And then all I've done is just duplicate it and then send it to a new track. And then boom, we've got this cool duplicate, right? So all of these things are really going to help us get a better overall mix. The delays and stuff, man, if let's just say the mixer was also using FL Studio, I could send him this FLP just like that, and he would open up the reverb. Unfortunately, not everyone has this reverb, but for example, let's just say he could open it up and then maybe say, you know, maybe I'll just turn that down a little bit, or I'll turn this up or whatever. He can tweak. But if not, what you can also do is you can just export the stem, so that way when he imports all of these stems, he's good to go. All right, it's easy. And then he can just add like a S1 image on the reverb or something like that. Next thing I wanted to talk to you about was really levels. Okay, so as you can see right here, man, I've got this multimeter right here, or not so much multimeter, my meter it's called, and I'm aiming for -6. All right, you know, people always say send your mix to get mastered at -6. I'm just using this as a reference today, and you know, this is just going to allow me to see how much headroom I have going on in my track. So I generally mix with the limiter on so I can hear my stuff a bit louder, but without the limiter, the song's pretty soft.
On my own, at the top of the Mercedes, not a roof gone. Then she won't text back, she got like 2 eyes.
And as you can see, I'm aiming for -6, right? If I turn this on, now I apologize, this is going to be quite annoying if you're not used to listening to a test tone. Alright, I got a test tone on there and it's hitting -6. So I know I just don't want to peak there. Otherwise my song is too loud. So I'm just recording in a way that my mixer can, or that allows my mixer to have headroom. Okay, so as you can see, the vocals are not loud. These will be the pure levels of the vocal if I turn the compressor off.
On my own, at the top of the Mercedes, not a roof gone. Then she won't text back.
As you can see, if I turn this to -18, this is -18 VU. It's different to this. Don't worry about -6. It's just reference level stuff. But -18 is what you want to go for.
On my own, at the top of the Mercedes, not a roof gone.
I'm mixing really soft. I'm recording really soft, and it's really going to be dependent on how loud your beat is. Okay, so you know, you might have to turn down your beat a little bit so that you're not hitting 0 right on your master channel. Gain staging, this is a lot more of a complex topic, that's why I'm not going to cover it so much in this video. But point is you want to aim for a level on your master that is not exceeding -3. That is going to give your mixer headroom to then do all of the squashing, do all of the heavy lifting, and not clip. You know, one thing I also used to get with a lot of tracks that I used to mix is the vocals were clipping, you know, or the beat was clipping, or something was just too aggressive to where we can't do anything more to the track. You know, even if we want to clean up, we can't do anything because now the song is just overcranked. And when we turn stuff down, you start complaining about, oh man, the energy's gone. Do you know what I mean? So you really don't want to shoot yourself in the foot when it comes to doing all these things. I should have covered enough in this video to really help you get better vocals and get better overall rough mixes. As you can hear, this is pretty good. It's very usable. You could drop this as a rough mix, but obviously you can send it to a professional who can then further enhance it and add. Think of your rough mixes as like kind of pictures that you've taken, right? You've taken the best picture possible, but now you want to send it to a professional color grading guy or girl, and they're just going to do the fine adjustments to the track. So, you know, hopefully you learn something, man. Definitely check out the links in the description, as I said. Definitely drop by the Discord and ask questions. We've got all sorts of categories that you can, you know, tune into, post to studio, ask questions about gear that you want to buy, you know, recording vocal tips and that kind of thing. Definitely check out my FLPs as well if you're interested in copying some stuff, and I'll check you out next time. Peace out.